Hello, America, and welcome to Maya's Java Chat. I am here to talk to you about something that is very urgent. This is a very important video to all of you out there that are not familiar with what's going on within our country and our government. First, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, which I drink Folgers instant coffee, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, okay? But I'm going to let you know this is going to be a video you don't want to miss. So please click like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family members. Thank you. Okay, I got that out of the way. Okay, I am going to talk to you about what's going on in America. April the 3rd is kind of like a Black Friday. Isn't that a coincidence? A Black Friday. And what I mean by Black Friday, if you go back to the 1920s during the Great Depression, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn what's going on in America. And you can watch that video on YouTube as well. However, what's happening in our country is that our economy, everything is now beginning to collapse. We have an imbecile in the White House. We have a corrupt Republican Congress. And we also have a corrupt Supreme Court of the United States as well. What is happening is that this war in Iran is killing us. Literally. It is going to kill a lot of people. This was an unnecessary war. It didn't even have to happen because there was never any issue. It was created to try to distract you from the Trump Epstein pedophile files. That's why it happened. Now you're focusing on the war in Iran, the cost of your groceries, the cost of gas and fuel and everything. You're not focusing on the real situation at hand, which is Trump Epstein files. That's what they wanted to get you distracted from. I'm not. I still remember them. Well, what is happening with this ridiculous war that Trump created over in Iran? It is going to affect everybody in America and globally. It's not just affecting us, it's going to affect everyone. However, the global market and other countries are now in talks with Iran. And they're getting their fuel, they're getting their oil at good rates. We're not. This is what happens when an idiot is in the White House that just gets to act like a little toddler and do whatever the hell he wants. And this war is going to make every one of us pay for it. What I'm telling you is that this is the time in America that you need to get your ass prepared. Oh boy, I don't know where to begin, but I'm telling you, this is urgent. When I say prepare, they are now beginning to talk about the American economy collapse of Wall Street. And in 1929 or 28, I think, when Wall Street crashed, we ended up in a 3 to 5 year depression, Great Depression. And this will affect you personally. Because when Wall Street crashes, it branches out to all the other businesses in our country. All your local stores, your clothing supplies, your cars, your mortgages, your car notes that you owe money on. People will start to lose everything. If you can't, you will lose your job because when businesses shut down, they don't call you and say, we're sorry, we have to let you go because we can't keep our business afloat. They don't tell you that. They just put a big paper in the window of the business, and you get to go to work and find out that there is no business. And there's a chance you may not receive any compensation for the work you just did either. Banks will close down. Federal banks will close down. And that's going to be a big problem for a lot of Americans. We have a system designed where people on Social Security, people in the workplace, all their paychecks and everything are automatically deposited. I hate it. I hate it. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate computers, and I used to build them, but I hate them. Oh God. What I'm saying is that this was going to happen someday. I was hoping not in my lifetime because I'm old. And I'm hoping that I wouldn't have to go through this. I really do not want to go through this. But I am, and so are you. There is no escape from it in America. So, now I'm going to get to the parts that are so vital to all of you out there. And I hope you click like and subscribe and share my videos with others, because they're all going to need help. They're all going to need to understand what to do to start trying to survive. Now, you need to prepare. First thing, pull your money out of the bank accounts and put it in a safe place at your home or in another place that you have. And don't tell people where you're keeping it. They don't need to know. It's your life funds. Leave $100 in your bank account to keep it afloat. However, you're going to need that cash to survive. And the next step is prepare. You cannot live on gold bars. You cannot live on a gold certificate. I don't know, maybe you can pour a bowl of milk and throw a gold certificate in there and stir it up and get it all soft and soggy and eat it that way if you want. But you can't eat it. You need to stock up on food, non-perishables. You need your basics. Your flour, sugar, cornmeal, beans, rice, salt, pepper, other seasonings, bouillon cubes, canned soups, canned beans, canned fruit. And you need to prepare powdered milk. Stock up on it, because you're going to need it. You can get the, orange juice is just expensive now. It really is. I can live without orange juice. I think most people can. It's very acidic. But I know my husband likes it, so. But you can buy dehydrated orange juice online from companies and have it for later use. You can go back to drinking Tang, stuff like that. Stock up on your hot chocolate, powdered chocolate. And most importantly, stock up on tea if you're a tea drinker, and stock up on your coffee. I did. I drink Folgers instant coffee, and at Walmart it's about $13 for the large jar. but I took notice because I shop to come back and tell you about what I took notice to. And what I have taken notice to is that when you turn the Folgers canister upside down and look at the bottom, it's not as full as it used to be. It's called shrinkflation is what it's called. I'm going to take a sip. Oh, I love my Folgers. So, you really want to start stocking up on your coffee if you're a coffee drinker. You want to stock up on your ground coffee as well. These are non-perishable items that you can store in a closet, a dark closet in your home or in a basement if you're fortunate to have a basement. And I urge you to do so because this is very important for all of you to understand. Get your cream, your powdered cream. I forget, Coffee Mate or whatever it's called, I think. I don't use it. I like black coffee. And my husband doesn't care for it either. So, but the thing about it is powdered milk you want, and always read the instructions on powdered milk because it really is milk in a powder form. And I learned a long, long, long time ago. Powdered milk, when you make it, you put the amount in the pitcher, you add the water to it, you stir it good with a whisk, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and in the morning stir it again, and I'll tell you, it tastes just like milk. No clumps. That's how you make powdered milk. Well, anyway, stock up on your powdered milk. I've stocked up on dehydrated food products such as soups, potatoes. Yes, you can get them in canisters and they just stack up on top of you. They have 10 years life expectancy. I don't know if I'm going to be here 10 years or not, but hey, if I am, at least I got something. But anyway, all of that stuff you want to get your pasta sauce, get your salsas in jars, not plastic containers, jars. And most importantly, stock up on bottled water. You're going to need it eventually. Now, I'm going to tell you, when it comes to preparing, if you have a home vacuum food sealer and bags, you can literally buy cereal and seal them, and they will last years. You can do that with your ground coffee beans, and you can do it with other items as well. There's so many things you can do to prepare. You can get dehydrated butter. You can get dehydrated peas and carrots and things like that in soups. And I'll tell you, start stocking up because the less products we have on the shelves, the higher the cost of these products are going to go up because they know you're going to need them. Because after all, you cannot eat a gold bar and you can definitely not eat a gold certificate. You have to have food. Yes, food. And if you don't have food, well, you're kind of shit out of luck, ain't you? But I'm trying to help you, America, because it's time to wake up. Now, another thing is you want to stock up on your toiletries. I'm talking about toothpaste, toothbrushes, razors. Don't get the disposable razors, America. Why? Get the metal one that you screw and the thing opens up on the top and you put a blade in it. Stock up on those. They last longer and you can take it out and clean it. You don't just throw it away, because when you throw it away, you're throwing away money. Convenience comes at a cost to you, the consumer. Didn't you know that? I did. Well, so next I'm going to explain to you that you have to start stocking up on your toiletries. I have at least a 2-year supply of toilet paper, and I didn't even realize I had that much. But I did. I do. I bought it when it was on sale. And I have friends that say, well, we can always come and borrow. I said, I didn't buy the wipe your ass. You need to get out there and start buying your own. I bought for me and my husband. And I'll tell you, we're fine in that department. We're fine in paper towels. But when it comes to toilet paper and paper towels, well, if you don't have toilet paper, stock up on bleach tabs. They come in little bottles. They're tablets. You get a 5-gallon bucket with a lid, and you get washcloths. White. Not dark color, white. Because the bleach is going to bleach them. Now, when I lived on a farm as a kid, my mom, we had an outhouse where you went to. And there was a bucket. And you just lift the lid and you threw it in after you wiped your bottom. And in that bucket, it had a bleach tab and water in it to bleach the rags that you wiped your ass with. Yeah. And then every night, she would bring them in and wash them. Hang them out to dry overnight. And then she had a wire above the outhouse toilet seats, right across, with clothespins, and they would just hang up above you. And when you were ready to use one, you just reached up and boop, and you got it. And that's how you save on toilet paper. Now, isn't that something? A lot of people don't know about that one. I do, because I had to do it. I grew up in that era. And I'm telling you, you better stock up on those white washcloths. And stock up on paper towels if you're a big paper towel user. Stock up on toilet paper if you can still afford it, because it is going up. Cereals are going up. Toothpaste, toothbrushes. You can never have enough toothpaste and toothbrushes. You're going to need them. And you're going to use them regularly, because you probably won't be able to afford a dental appointment. Because dentists are going up in price, the fees, and there are fewer. So, and don't expect the government to come and subsidize you, because this administration already said we don't even need to subsidize child care. We don't even need to have food programs for the kids in school any longer. We don't even need to assist people with housing, utility bills. They want to end Medicare and Medicaid. Oh, that's me. They want to end my medical. And I'm preparing. I'm getting my medication in advance. And I'm having to pay out of pocket for it, and I've already noticed it's going up. So I do take medications for my... I have serious back issues, and I have scar tissue, very bad scar tissue, that I have to contend with. And so I take a lot of pain medication for it. And so, but I'm telling you, you got to wake up, America, and start preparing. You've got to prepare food-wise. You've got to prepare financially. You've got to prepare with your toiletries and other items like dish soap. You need to have Comet for scrubbing and cleaning things. You're going to need to stock up on laundry soap. And if you have a backyard, get used to it. And just go to your backyard and introduce yourself to it and put up a clothesline. I know how to do laundry out of a bucket. I've done it many times before. And I know how to use a clothespin and hang them on a line. It's called work. Most women are spoiled. They don't know how to do it. I do. So, one day you just may have to go back to doing that. Young people. Okay? Now, if you have a barbecue grill, good for you. Not electric. Charcoal. A wood grill. Wood pellets. You can cook on it. You can make your coffee in a coffee pot on a grill. You can make your breakfast. You can make your lunch and your dinner. These are things that help you survive. I'm fortunate I have a backyard. I'm fortunate that I know how to grow food, fruit, vegetables, all of the stuff I can grow. I just know how. My mother taught me a long time ago, way back in the 60s. Well, 50s. But I know. And I'm telling you, get prepared, America. Stock up on your coffee. Always turn upside down if you're getting instant coffee. Turn the coffee container upside down and look at the amount. Some of them are full, others aren't. And stock up. It will last you. Get totes and bins to store stuff in. And stock up on things like your underwear, t-shirts, socks, shoes. And find the best prices. Don't go out there and just spend. Get the best prices. And if you live in a cold state, make sure you stock up on extra jackets and sweaters. Because today is the day to do that. Because there may not be any on the shelves this coming winter. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you know also, you need to stop spending your money eating out at McDonald's, Starbucks, and, oh God, what do they call that other crappy sandwich place? Subway, and Jersey Mike, or whatever it's called. You gotta stop. You gotta learn to make bread. You gotta learn to make your own freaking sandwich at home and make your own coffee at home. America is in a crisis. Wake up, people. You've got to open your eyes and see it. I am prepared. And don't come knocking on my door, because I'm not preparing for you. I am preparing for me, my husband. That's it. You are not my responsibility. It is your responsibility to wake up and see what is happening in the world. And right now, America is going under. And we have no allies. Well, if you want to think of North Korea as an ally, oh, really? You want that nutcase to protect you? Another nut? Haven't you noticed? You got North Korea. You got Russia. two nutcases with a nutcase in the White House. That's what you want for an ally? We are not getting our oil supply any longer. And I'm going to just say, when the buffoon in the White House says that we have a good oil supply, I call bullshit on that. I don't think we have a reserve like they say. And I think this criminal in the White House that went to Fort Knox and looked at all the gold, he doesn't talk about the gold any longer. They robbed it. It's not there any longer. You keep giving your money away on those gold certificates. And, you know, like my brother, I looked at his gold certificate. Oh, God. Oh, he threw away $20,000. I told him. I said to him, I said, Rich, I said, that gold certificate, you purchased a certificate, you didn't purchase gold. It's just a piece of paper. You threw away $20,000 on a piece of paper. You have nothing in your hand tangible. Nothing but a certificate. And a lot of you don't realize our government can just poof, dissolve all those certificates. And then what? Because if Wall Street crashes, do you really think the gold market's going to stay afloat? Let's see. In order to survive, I'm going to buy me a little gold trinket from Costco for $4,000. Or should I stock up on food? Which one's going to help me more? Because if you buy the $4,000 gold trinket from Costco, well, when you become hungry, I'll give you a can of soup that I paid $1.39 for it. Now the reason why I'm putting it like that is because your $4,000 just paid for a $1.39 can of soup. Who was the one that made the profit? Like I said, you can't eat a gold bar. You can't eat silver coins. You gotta have food, people. If you're going to invest in seed packets. And if you buy fruit, cantaloupe, melons, don't get those seedless ones. Oh, God, you're so lazy, America. You can't spit out a seed or pick a seed out of a watermelon or a cantaloupe. Oh, please. I grew up doing it. Every once in a while I swallowed a seed. Whoop-de-doo. Not a big deal for me. But I'll tell you. Those seeds you can save from cantaloupe, melons, squash. You can plant onions from the market into a little soil in your own place and have fresh onions. You can take seeds from tomatoes and grow them. All you have to do is learn, America. Simple little things can sustain you down the line. when you're going to need to know this stuff. So America, you need to get prepared. And I'm telling you, in this economy, if Wall Street does crash, I feel sorry for some of my neighbors. I do. They're going to lose their homes. They took out mortgages, and they're going to lose them if they lose their jobs. And then the bank's going to resell them pennies on the dollar just to make a little money off of it. And I will be fortunate because I saved my money. I can make coffee at home. I don't need to spend no $13, $14, $15 at Starbucks for my coffee. I don't have to go to a gas station, convenience store to get my coffee. I can make it at home. And so can you. Okay, America? That's how you save. We have way too many fast food places. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat Subway. Oh my God. We rented out a Subway store and turned it into our tattoo shop a long, long time ago. When we were cleaning out that store, oh my God. I would never eat at one of those places. If you knew what I found in that store, you were like, what the hell? They had dead bugs, rotted food, dead rodents, grease piled up on the walls in the back. They never cleaned it. And all those dead things I was telling you about was right underneath the food products above that they're making your sandwiches with. When we saw that, my husband said, we'd never do this. We'd never eat at another one of those places. That's how dirty they are. And lazy. Their grease traps in the back where their sinks are were so clogged up and gunked up. It was nasty. Real nasty. The bathroom was just as bad. We spent almost 2 months fixing it up to make it into a business. But I'll tell you, I would never eat at Subway again. Never. Now, when it comes to people on medication, and I am not a physician, I do not work at a pharmacy, but if you have medical needs and you require medication, this is the time to try to get at least up to 6 to 8 months supply of your medications. I have 6 months. My husband has 6 months. And we paid out of pocket. This war in Iran is not going to end anytime soon. The Trump administration has seen to it to destroy our country. The Republican Congress allows him to do whatever he wants. The Supreme Court of the United States is allowing him to get away with this. As I said at the beginning, we are in an American crisis situation today. And if you have funds in the banks, start pulling them. Leave a little bit in, at least 100 to keep your account open. But if these banks do close down, your money closed down with it. You have no access to it. You cannot write a check. You cannot use an ATM. That's why it's imperative to keep cash on hand, not in a bank, a federal bank that can close down and you're without funds. Prepare, America. It's going to get bad. And I'm sorry I have to say that, but it is. And on the last note, if you have children, you want to definitely stock up on food supplies for babies, infants. Do not stock up on Pampers. Learn to wash a cloth diaper. I grew up wearing them when I was a baby and a little kid. I wore them. And you know what? I survived. Who would have thought? And my mom and my older siblings, they washed those diapers too. And so can you. So start stocking up on cloth diapers. Stock up on clothespins. Stock up on talcum powders, baby soaps, and shampoos. There's so many things you can do without wasting your money away, because you're going to need that money to pay other things, like rent. If you like the convenience of just easy everything, it will drain your wallets, your bank accounts. So please learn to conserve. Please learn to stock up. Please learn how to prepare for what's ahead of us, because what's coming our way, you're not going to like it when it reaches your doorstep, America. God bless all of you, and I wish you the best. But the worst is yet to come.